Hi, I'm still Helen. I'm still obsessed with how fanfic is portrayed by mainstream media. Some of my favorite quotes from last week. In The Independent, Adam Sherwin wrote that yet another work of Twilight-based fanfiction is promised the same literary success as 50 Shades of Grey. This one is called A Pound of Flesh by Lancashire schoolteacher Sophia Jackson. For NBC News' website, Keith Wagstaff wrote that, thanks to 3D printing technology, custom toys could become the new fanfiction, a way for obsessives young and old to connect with the TV shows, movies, and video games that they love. In a piece for The Wire about the New York Times' decision to endorse marijuana legalization, Adam Chandler shared that this latest Times crusade is already inspiring some fanfiction in which all of the paper's editorial voices are stoned. Yes, that is a bird outside my window. Reporting on Comic-Con 2014 for The Guardian, Emily Moss wrote that she found the authors she spoke with warm and approachable. After all, a lot of them started out as fans, flexing their literary muscles on fanfiction forums before attempting to break into publishing. Julia Llewellyn-Smith wrote a vaguely accurate, though quote-filled, fanfic one-on-one piece for The Telegraph. For Jezebel, Mark Strabier wrote that nodding is the weird fanfic sex trend that cannot be unseen. For The Week, Kelly Marshall wrote that she studies, among other topics, the very active fandom associated with Gene Kelly. Although he has been dead nearly 20 years, devoted fans still share fanfiction, original artwork, personal blogs and Tumblrs, cosplay, video tributes, and, among the most devoted, tattoos. With ink, they literally mark themselves as Gene Kelly fans. In the introduction to an interview for USA Today's Happily Ever After, Vilma Gonzalez wrote, author Anna Todd has a lot to be happy about lately, with a six-figure publishing deal and a story that has garnered over 900 million reads on Wattpad. Her immensely popular fanfiction After will be traditionally released through Simon & Schuster's Gallery Books on November 25th. In Vulture, Brian McGreevy wrote that my novel Hemlock Grove was one extended piece of Angela Carter fanfic. From a Daily Times piece about a University of Virginia summer course on Game of Thrones, quote, students take turns leading class discussion, which has touched on a myriad of topics including racialism, fanfiction, gender roles and power, identity formation, cultural allegory, and, of course, good, evil, and the gray area in between. Jacob DeMitt wrote about a small fanfic con for Roanoke Times. In a Time article on the rise of fangirls at Comic-Con, Eliana Docterman wrote, a plethora of cool female characters in sci-fi and fantasy, from those in Game of Thrones to Mystique and X-Men, have connected with fans and inspired them to create their own badass ladies in fanfiction even within the industry. For Forbes Quora, teacher Peter Kruger wrote, I've had students create fanfic blogs for book projects in the past, write and direct webisodes for scenes from plays or important book moments, or make their own classroom wikis about novels. Finally, Aaron Anderson discussed the impact of online activities, including fanfic writing, on women's public lives in a piece for the Globe and Mail. Okay, that's it for this week. See you next week. Bye-bye.